Hello everybody, and welcome to my video on tools purpose and keyboard shortcuts. Alright, now if you're very new to Photoshop, this is the video for you. I will be showing you step by step many of the things that you'll need to know to become a photo manipulator, essentially. Alright, open up Photoshop and create new, or go to File, New. And now we will wait until it loads up. There we go. Now right here are all your set projects that you've created in the past, your recent items for example. We are going to go custom and go width 1080 by 1080 pixels, and that right there is the size of an Instagram post. We will click create, and now we begin. Alright, let's start with the paintbrush tool. The paintbrush tool is right over here to the left, and we click, and now we begin. And if you have your caps lock on, you won't be able to see your brush size, but so right here is on. If you caps lock off, then you can see your brush size. Alright, now for sizes of your brush, right click, and here we go. We can go left and right to make our size. Alright, and hardness, I'll show you that in a second. We will just put it right in the middle and choose go over here to new layer, right there, create a new layer, and now we can begin painting on this layer. Now we go choose a color, click on the little box, the top one. I'll choose purple, but I like to call it mauve. And we can begin clicking and dragging, and that will give us a paint stroke. Alright, and now as you can see, the edges are a bit soft. If you want to make it more sharp, that's when you bring the hardness up by right clicking and going a bit harder. We'll go to 100 just to show you. But you get the idea. It makes things more sharp on the edges. Now if we go to 0, very faint edges. The opacity goes down along the edges. And there we have that. We'll change the color. Click on, let's say, a red. With the bracket keys, if you click on the left one, your brush size will go down. Bracket key on the right, it will bring it up larger. Now we'll just click. And that is basically the brush tool. Now we will continue with the move tool. The move tool is very simple. You click and drag, and that will move the layer. Now if I click on the white layer, as you can see, what's in that layer is a little image right there. If I click on the white layer, it moves it around. But also, since I'm on the white layer, if I click on the top, this layer right here, watch over here, when I click, it goes to that layer. So then now I can move it around. Or if I just click on the white one, yeah, you get the point. it's used to move and scale down, up and down, and rotate around. I'll show you that right now. So if you choose the Command T button, you get a box, and I'm using a Mac, so you'll have to, for the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts, you'll have to figure that out with the PC, but it's pretty similar. So it would be T. I'm not sure if it would be, yeah. Anyways, so if you hit Command T and you click on the corner here, it changes. So if I go down, click and hold, it will adjust the size. I can also move around if I click in the middle. And also if you hold shift down, so if I'm up here and I hold the shift button, it automatically goes in a perfect square, up and down. And if I hold the alt button at the same time as the shift button, it goes where this marker is right here. So it's in the middle. It will, if I hold the shift and alt button and click and drag up and down, it will excuse me, it will adjust the size. So we will choose right about there. Let go of the mouse and then let go of the shift and alt. And now to escape this, hit enter. There we go. That is the basic move tool and how you use it. Now we will click on the next one, the marquee. Come on. The marquee tool. And this is comes in handy. So essentially you choose an area. So you click and drag and let go, and then you can move it around too if you click and hold. So now I want to put it right there, for example, and now I can hit delete. Anything on this layer, the layers that you have chosen, and you click delete, it will delete anything in that box. Alright, so now let's go back to the marquee tool and let's delete. Anything in that box you can manipulate. So if I want to go to the paintbrush tool to our left here, I want to choose a different color, and I click OK, and I click inside the box. I will click on the edges of the box right here on a new layer, add a layer right there. So now anything on this layer is what's going to be on, or anything I do in my project will be on this layer. So now that I have this selected, still with the paintbrush tool actually selected, I can click and only inside the box will be affected. So I click, and as you can see, it only affects what's in the square, in the rectangle. So if I want to do the opposite and only paint out here or manipulate outside of it, I go up to select and I click inverse, and now I can work around it. But if I click on the inside, I'll show you, it only works on the inverse, so on the outside. Alright, now to get rid of your selection with the marquee tool, just hit Command D and that will escape, and now you're no longer in selection mode. Now the, how you say, lasso tool, click on it, and now you can make a shape, any shapes you want. I'll do a heart, a very poor heart, and now it selects. And now I can take the paintbrush tool, which is B on the keyboard, B for brush, and choose my next color, click OK, and now anything inside of this will be affected, but on the outside, no. And now Command D, deselect, and now I have, now you get that. That's, and then if I were to make a there we go, a selection, and I click on select inverse, only the outside will be affected. So click on the paintbrush tool, or I can hit delete if I want. Let's try delete. And now Command Z to undo, and Command D to deselect, and that's essentially what that tool does. And you can choose edges of images, many things, and I'll show you right now. You could go around the heart. Whoops. Oh wow. Go around the heart. And end it. And now if I click delete on the red layer, it erases the red. Okay, let's delete the blue. There we go. Alright, Command D to exit out of your selection. And now we will go to the next one, and that is the Magic Wand tool. What the Magic Wand tool does, it selects colors. So if you wanted to get rid of a certain color, like I want to get rid of this green, I click and it selects all the green that is attached to itself, each other. And I hit the delete button and it deletes the selection, the color. And Command D to deselect. Since there are nothing on this layer, I can just click on it right here and hit delete and it'll go away. And that's essentially the Magic Wand tool. You select areas. Here, we'll select this area, this area, this area, and that area. And it, until it fades to a different color, it'll stop, and that's the color that you, if I click on, yeah. Alright, I'll click and get rid of that. Alright. Okay, moving on to the clone tool. Again, with your brush size, right click, and the clone tool will clone whatever's in the circle. Now, hardness, I will choose 100. It's all up to you. I will choose brush size. There we go. Now, when I'm on the clone tool, what you do is on the layer that you're cloning an area and how you say putting it. I'll show you. Okay, hold Alt, click once, let go of Alt, and now that image is mimicked, and I can click and there, and it added it there. If I hold the Alt button down and click, let go of the Alt button, it copies that area. Now I will put it right here. Yeah, you get it. It just clones the area on the layer. Make sure you're on the layer. Okay. Now the erase tool over here to the left. Click on it. Same exact as the paintbrush tool, where you have your brush size, right bracket to go bigger, left bracket to go smaller, and click, and it starts erasing anything that's in. And hardness, if I bring all hardness all the way up, as you can see, it is more sharp, the edges, if I bring the hardness up. But if I bring it all the way down, it's a faint edge eraser. Okay, that's the erase tool. Brush size right here, or the bracket tools. Alright, we'll move on to the smudge tool on the left. Smudge tool is essentially what it says, smudges wherever you select. So I will select, and your strength is up here, how hard it works. So that's pretty hard. Strength, bring it down 50%. It does that. Strength down 25%-ish. It does that. It doesn't do much, but it still smudges. Yeah. Okay, that's the smudge tool. Make sure you're on the layer that you want to smudge. Now let's go to the pen tool. The pen tool, if it's called the pen tool, yeah, the pen tool. You click once, you make any shape you want. Just click wherever. Alright, and you gotta end it. So end it, right click, and this is how, make a selection, click OK, and here's where I'll show you how to make lines with the pen tool. So we will add a new layer down here, create new layer, and then we go up to our marquee tool, and we right click inside of our pen tool that we just created on the inside, so right click and go down to stroke and choose a color. I'll keep it right there, and the width, so opacity, you can choose your how strong, how see-through the lines will be. But up here with width, I'll choose 10 for this example and click OK. And there we have lines where we created the pen tool marks. Alright, Command D to deselect, and now that's its own layer. We can Command T, like I said, to drag and do whatever you want in that sense. Hit enter, and now we have this design in a line. Okay, the text tool, well, the type tool. Click on it, and as soon as you click anywhere that you want words to be, it will make its own new layer down here on the right. So if I click right here, there it is, a new layer. And the size, any size you want, I'll choose 72. And the color, you can choose any color in your project by just going over it and click. Or you can choose any color you want. I will choose mauve. Well, and now I'm just going to type something and enter, and enter. There we go. Okay. Click on the, type tool, and choose your color if you want a new one. I don't really like that. There we go, something like that. And that's the font type tool. It's simple. Sizes, colors, fonts, anywhere you click, start typing away. Alright, and now we will go to the zoom tool. Zoom in and out by holding down the mouse when you click and sliding left and right, it zooms in. So if I'm over here, I want to go over here, it just, wherever you click and drag, it'll zoom into that area. Alright. If you are on the move tool, for example, and you hold down Z while going left and right, clicking and holding left to right, you can also zoom in that way. As soon as you let go of Z, it goes back to the tool that you were previously on. So hold Z, click and drag, let go of Z, and it goes back to the move tool. So if I was on the paintbrush tool and I wanted to zoom in, I hold Z and I click and I let go of the mouse and Z, and it goes back to the brush tool. Alright, we are getting there. We are more than halfway done. Way more. I would say a few more minutes as you are learning the basics of the tools and keyboard shortcuts. Okay. How you undo what I just did. So I'll click right here. And I don't want that. So how do I undo? You can just go to Edit, Undo. Or if I want to use the keyboard shortcuts, hit Command Z and it gets rid of it. Or if I hit Command Z, it brings it back. Now if I want to redo a few steps that I've done, I hold Command Alt Z. So one, I hit Z. So Command Alt and then keep hitting Z, but always holding Command Alt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, it's undoing. Now if I hit Command Z, it brings it all back. So Alt Command Z, Alt Command Z, and you get the point. Alt Command Z, just you go back all your steps. Okay, now we will click on the layer that it, and the eyes right here to get rid of the layer or bring it back. It doesn't delete it, but it just does not show it, and that is very handy when you're working away in projects. Okay, now a few adjustments. The main adjustments that I use that we'll need to photo manipulate. Okay, brightness and contrast. Contrast is more so less colorful. If you bring it to the left, bring it to the right, here. There we go. Oops. Adjustments, brightness and contrast. Contrast, bring her down to the left. As you can slightly see, it's making a difference. But you get the point of contrast. It to the left, less colorful. To the right, more vibranty. Brightness, self-explanatory. Go to the left, darker. Go to the right, brighter. What do I want for this? I'll keep her darker. Okay. Hold Z, drag out, let go. Image adjustments, and we will get into levels quickly. But levels is very much about brightness and darkness. So if I just play with it, you can just see that you can go darker, you can go lighter, you can go in the middle. I'll just keep her dark. Now I'll make her brighter. Okay. Yeah, so levels, it will come in handy with photo manipulation in the future when we get into them. Alright, and then we'll go down to hue and saturation. This adjustment, I promise you, you'll use just about every manipulation. And why is it's good for color changing. So you can, with hue, you can change the colors to match other pictures, for example. So we'll try to match the MP. So there we go. Alright, now saturation, you get the point of hue, I hope. Saturation, if you go to the left, it gets rid of the color. If you bring it to the right, it gives it more color. And you'll see that with real images, that your pictures will get all distorted with too much color if you're at 100. In the middle is normal, but if you go lower, it gets rid of the color. And it brings it to a black and white picture, for example. Alright, lightness and darkness, same as levels and brightness in the hue or the contrast and brightness section. So you go lighter, you go darker. Yeah, just bear with me until we use real images, and I just want you to get the tools and basics of the keyboards and all this. Alright, we'll keep it right there, click OK. Hold Z, click and drag to zoom out, and let go of Z. Oh, I must have pressed it. Anyways, that is just about it. One more thing with the adjustments. If we click on how you find out if you don't name your layers, which you always should. I usually don't, because I usually just click on the to find out which one it is, which layer is which. I'm sure I'll get into naming my layers later on. Anyways, so I'll click on, oh, that's the one I want. Whoops, this one, the red. If I go to image, adjustments, and invert, it's going to obviously invert, do the opposite of that color, of all the colors in that layer. So invert, and there we have it, the colors inverted. Go up to image, invert, bring it back, and that is the basics that I want to show you today. One last thing is if we click on the marquee tool and we hold down, we click and drag and hold down shift, it'll make a perfect square. Or if I want to let go of shift and click and drag, it'll do rectangles or squares, but a perfect square if I hold down shift. Now we'll put it right there, let go, and what do I want to do? As I want to show you something. Image. Now if we click on crop, this image, our project, will go to the size of this border that we just made with the marquee tool. I'll show you. Image and crop. There we have it. It is, everything else is gone. Command D, and that is just, if you'll find out in the future when we keep working away at this. Okay, layers are very simple. To delete a layer, you can drag it to the garbage and it deletes, or you can also click on it and click delete and it gets rid of it. Command Z, bring it back. Command Alt Z, bring back more. Command Z is again only to bring back one undo. To do one undo, sorry. Alright, now opacities and fill, they're pretty handy, sorry. If I click on the lines, opacity, bring it down, look in the project, it faints it out until 0. If I want it to be 50%, it'll be 50% of the, it'll be 50% less stronger, see-through, more see-through. Okay, and fill is almost the same thing. They work together. Alright, there we go. And very important are these things right here. All of these we will get into, but they essentially make photo manipulation a heck of a lot easier and better. I'll show you by just doing a quick example. Alright, paintbrush. Okay, oh, that's kind of cool actually. Now if I click on these that I want to show you, now click on darken, it'll affect it in a certain way. Click on multiply, changes it even more. Color burn, changes it linear. And now lighten, well, you get the point though, I hope, is that each one of these will change the layer that you're on. It will change it based on which one you click on. Okay, I think that's it for now. I hope you learned one thing. If you didn't, maybe watch it again because I went too fast or too slow. Yeah, so the next video we will get into actual pictures, but for right now I just wanted to show you how to use simple basic tools. And yeah, okay, that's everything. Hope you have a good night, and we'll get back to you with the next one really soon. Okay, bye-bye.